President Trump sent out letters laying out the reasons for his new tariffs against the EU and Mexico. And in them he
Amazing.
says, Mexico still has not stopped the cartels who are trying to turn all of North America into a narco-trafficking playground. Obviously, I cannot let that happen. And Trump said to the EU, these tariffs are necessary to correct the many years of European Union tariff and non-tariff policies and trade barriers which cause the large and unsustainable trade deficits against the United States. This deficit is a major threat to our economy and indeed our national security. So to dig deeper into the response from the European countries that are affected, let's turn to CBC's Dominic Velitis. He gives us this report from Riga, Latvia.
I should start by saying that this hasn't come as a complete surprise to the European Union. We understand that the 27 member state bloc was told in advance of Trump posting those letters on his social media site, Truth Social. That said, it's done nothing to quell the absolute shockwaves that are being felt across the continent right now. And as you can imagine, Natasha, reaction has been coming through thick and fast since Trump posted those letters. Let's start, though, in the world of European politics, specifically with the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. Now, in a statement, she had the following to say: imposing 30% tariffs on EU exports would disrupt essential transatlantic supply chains to the detriment of businesses, consumers, and patients on both sides of the Atlantic. And she goes on to say, we remain ready to continue working towards an agreement by August the 1st. At the same time, she adds, we will take all necessary steps to safeguard EU interests, including the adoption of proportionate countermeasures if required. We've also heard, Natasha, from the Italian Prime Minister Giorgio Meloni in a statement released by her office. She emphasized the importance of goodwill while moving forward with those negotiations, while warning that a transatlantic trade clash would be counterproductive. And she urged all parties to focus now on negotiations and avoid polarization, which she said could complicate reaching an agreement. We've heard too from the Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof. He describes the US announcement of those 30% tariffs on EU goods from August 1st as concerning and not constructive, and he has expressed his full support for the European Commission and is calling for EU unity and determination in seeking a mutually beneficial outcome with the United States. Now, that's a world of politics, Natasha. We've also been hearing from the world of business and industry here in Europe. Wolfgang Niedermark is one such voice. He is a senior official in the German industrial lobby BDI, and he had this to say: President Trump's announcement is an alarm signal for industry on both sides of the Atlantic. A trade conflict between two economic areas as closely intertwined as the EU and US is damaging to economic recovery, innovative strength, and ultimately trust in international cooperation. Meanwhile, Natasha, others say the threat of these tariffs have likely topped expectations, would have a significant destructive effect on trade, and are the last thing that the US and European Union needs. Natasha.
Amazing. So you guys need to come to a mutual beneficial relationship and acknowledge that Mexico, especially Mexico, man, the amount of drugs that is coming in through is crazy. And Canada borders are just wide open for it to go back into the US. So, yeah, there's something to be said about this, that's for sure.
Dominic Velitis reporting from Riga, Latvia.